Hi folks, Greg Taft here. Today I'm going to go over the math behind buying versus renting a home. Homeownership is the number one source of wealth in America for the average person, and the math will show you why, so I hope you enjoy.
All right, so here we go. This is an example of a $430,000 home. Now, a $430,000 home in Denver, I estimate you could rent that for about $2,200 a month. It's obviously going to vary by area. That's going to go up over time, as you know, and that's dictated by this inflation rate here. In this spreadsheet, you can change that inflation rate from 1%. You can make it whatever you want. You can make it 5%. 2.5 is a decent. You hear a lot of economists talk 2 to 3, so that's not a bad long-term inflation rate to use. So we're comparing 2,200 a month rent versus if you put 20% down on 430,000, which would be 86,000 at 3.5% interest. Your mortgage payment would be just under 1,550 a month, and that's fixed over the life, so that doesn't go up. I made certain assumption for maintenance, tax, insurance that were somewhat reasonable, and these are monthly numbers here. So let's get into the chart a little bit, and this will really help you understand why it's so powerful to buy versus renting. So here in the red bars, you have rent, and start off at 2,200. Rent continues to go up over time. 30 years from now, if it goes up 2.5% a year every year, that same house is going to be over 4,500 a month to rent. If you were to buy it starting day one, now granted you put 86,000 down in this example, that's a conventional loan. So if you had an FHA, your amount down would be a lot less. Granted, your payment's going to be a little higher, and your private mortgage insurance is going to also be there. So this is conventional mortgage, and as you can see, your rent is actually higher than your ownership costs, and your ownership costs don't go up very much over time. Why? Well, your maintenance, your taxes, and your insurance are subject to inflation, but that loan is fixed. And in year 30, you pay the loan off, and now your expenses are, $770 a month compared to over 4,500. So that's a huge savings. So you're saving a lot of money over the life of this loan. And there's a couple of components that are building net worth. One of them is you're paying that mortgage balance down over time. So you only put 86,000 down, so you owe the rest. And every month you're paying a little bit more off, and at the end you don't have a loan anymore. So that's building net worth instead of that payment going to your landlord and your landlord's paying off a mortgage, you're paying off your own mortgage. The other aspect is your home is going up in value over time. So with a 2.5% inflation rate over 30 years is now worth over $900,000. That's an incredible increase with really a fairly small and very reasonable assumption for inflation. And if you actually look at the Denver market over the last 30 years, it's greater than that 2.5 number. So I hope you enjoyed this rather brief explanation, and hopefully it gives you a little bit more courage to go out and buy a home. Please check out my other videos, my website, mydenverproperties.com. Feel free to call, text, email, or message me anytime. Thank you.